Sometimes it do happens like this. Every time you did something wrong and said something hateful, you may lose your job. And things like this, it can never happen so far and so fast. It just happens. Right? Like you did something wrong, you get fired. Well, that's not a bad thing. Well, last week we talking about I just heard about R-Truth getting fired by WWE. That was last week. And the fans are not happy. They are putting the pressure on those officials and just like this. Well, I just heard about it. And then the fans on that night, the next night, you hear some "We Want Truth" fans and "What's up?" and John Cena just told these fans you can't handle the truth. Just like Jack Nicholson on the movie called The Forum. And it's just like, I mean, I can't even say this, but for the sound of my voice, I really do think that it's just like, you just disappear. All you have to do is you get mad and it says you turn the TV off. We don't watch wrestling no more. We really don't watch wrestling no more like we always did. But here I am, 24 hours a day, watching that pay-per-view here called WWE Money in the Bank. That was last night, right? Well, what I just heard about what happened that just blows my mind, and it's really going to shock to everybody. It really shocks to everybody. It really shocks to the fans. It shocks for the announcers, to the officials. Everything can happen in WWE. We're going to go for this clip, and we're going to continue to get to this clip right now. Um, it was a good match, good tag team match between John Cena, John Cena, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. And here's where it all go down right here. Now it says this. Before I do this video, I can never even tell what the heck is going to happen. So it is what it is. So it just blows my mind for this. It just blows my mind for this, and I gotta say what's going on. It's happening so far, and last night at Money in the Bank, the whole stuff went down. But here's a look of what went down on last night's Money in the Bank. Here we go. It's the tag team match including John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. As you see, John Cena and main event Jey Uso going at it. It's a back and forth fist flying. John Cena going for the attitude adjustment, but no, a super kick by main event Jey Uso. The referee tried to restore order, and Paul hit Jey Uso with a fist, and these two going at it. And knocked Jey Uso out. And here comes Cody Rhodes. Rhodes turns him around, get him a fist in the face, and these two went at it. It's like a war zone. And a kick to the gut by Logan Paul. And then had to do this move once and for all. Now he's pointing to the camera, to this phone right here. Now he's going up an apron to the top turnbuckle, talking on Cody Rhodes, and here's that cell phone that he's got. Maybe something has happened, but Cody Rhodes just got him up and suplex off the top rope. And then it continues to go on. You see John Cena doing something. He had two attitude, not one, but two attitude adjustments. Cena go for the pin and a now fall. And that was a close one. And you see John Cena right now destroying the monitors, the TV sets, and everything that's going on. It's a mess out here. As John Cena do some damage to Cody Rhodes, then he went to the second table. And he does that again. See, you can see it right here. John Cena is about to put Cody Rhodes to the table. A former Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Wayne Barrett. John Cena got him up. And then, forget about it. Jay Uso spilled John Cena in the top of the table. There's cornets outside the ring. You can see Logan Paul down the apron. And that's what happened. Logan Paul had Jay Uso, and the table just crashed. Both male down, referee checking him, and here's John Cena. John Cena has to bury his hand, just like he did to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. Here it is. Bam! Knock Cody Rhodes into the ground, and look what's happening, folks. A man with a black hood and I can't tell who it is. The man picked up his butt and look who's here. It's all true. All true. Back in the ring, hit John Cena with a belt. And then this is what happens. Both male down after this stunning, shocking advance on John Cena and got screwed. Cody Rhodes and main event Jay Uso did won the match. It was a shocking, shocking one. Autry is back in WWE to cost John Cena and Logan Paul a tag team match. Had them, no, it is what it is. It had Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso won the match. Autry just came out of nowhere. I mean, the crowd goes wild. It's absolutely crazy. I can't even tell what is happening here. R-Truth came out of nowhere, but you see it right here on the bottom of the screen. This is just absolutely unbelievable. And I couldn't believe it. The more that we seen last night, it is what it is. The more that we see it, it's just amazing. Amazing that R-Truth. And the fans are so happy. I think R-Truth is gonna be in the WWE for a while, now that he's gotten his job back. But thank goodness, hallelujah. I say it again, hallelujah. All I'm seeing so far is, man, I cannot even tell what is going what is going on. I can't tell you what's going on, but I can feel it right in my bones. that R3 is here. And he's here to stay. And and it's just like this. I mean, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing that R3 is back. Let's take a look again. Now you see John Cena got it above his hand. Right here. He got it above his hand. Right to Cody Rhodes. Bam! John Cena did it again. This time Money in the Bank. But soon as he about to pin Cody Rhodes, it was all true out of nowhere we're talking about. Spilled John Cena, beat him up, and it cost John Cena a mess. But all true is back. And he had a belt on John Cena's hand. He got John Cena's belt. And then you can't see it. Well, Truth just hit him. So that was an unbelievable guessing I can never see. All I ever seen, I can never even see in my life. But look, for 25 freaking years, 25 freaking years, I had never seen everything in my life. When R-Truth just got fired about a week ago, 1 week later, came back, beat John Cena's butt, and hit John Cena in the towel. It cost John Cena and Local Paul a tag team match. I'm glad R-Truth is back. Main event, JD Shaw and Cole Rhodes went on to win the match. But it was a good one. It was a mess. It was a wild one. Wild one. Tomorrow, JD Shaw will defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Goto, the one that tapped him out at WrestleMania 31. Now we're gonna go to Money in the Bank, Man's Money in the Bank. Since things just happening so far so fast, I can never even tell what is happening, folks. So now, let's go to the accent and let's check it out and see what the hell is going on at Man's Money in the Bank. Now, it says this. Now, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You got everything going up in the camp. You got everything that's happening here. But we're going to find out right now. Now, let's go to the video, shall we? And you can see both guys up there getting after it. And you see Braun Breaker going to that guy, the guy with the last Chad Gable. They coming out of nowhere, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker got into it. Referee's trying to restore order. And what we just saw got into LA Knight, got into this time around, and they just clean the house. The tables, the ladders are still standing inside the ring. And you see Braun Breaker right here. Run away, look out. Spear LA Knight. There are a lot of bad dudes up in here. That happened Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman was there outside the ring. And look at this. Tony Sonani. It was wild. And it was wild, folks. Now you got something that's going on right here. It just says about this and all the stuff that's happening here. I mean, you can never even tell what is going to happen. It just seems to be looking right for them. But now, then, cut the clip. It is what it is for us, and I gotta say it. But then, after that, you see Jacob Fortu and JC about to go after Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and the fight is on. These two ran it. And it says this. Now it looks like this that has happened so far and so fast. Now, and Breaker got JC into the ring post. Braun Breaker looks on. Breaker looks on and spilled JC to the table, into the barricade. Bronson Reed looks on. The fight is still on inside the ring. And you got this into the bag. Just like this now. Jacob for two. Knock Bronson off his feet into the table. Now, he's looking to have Solo's a killer to get the money in the bank briefcase. Jey Uso is about to win. And this is going to be his chance. Jacob wants to help Solo's a killer win the money in the briefcase. And Jacob for Solo said, here's no now. So they got together. And he's going to help Jacob for two. Now, Solo gives Jacob a hug. So he helps Jacob for two, gets the briefcase. So Jacob makes sure that nobody gets to them. But wait a minute. That's what Jacob is about to stop him. Well, he stopped Jey Uso regarding the briefcase. Jacob holding his ankle or something. Jacob say, what are you doing? I mean, Solo say, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Jacob said, no way. No way. He says, I hate you, Solo. And then super kicks Solo down the wing. The fans are surprised. And Solo is not surprised at all. Jacob says, forget about it. You're not going to win the briefcase. You're going down. It's been amazing to watch. And then Jacob just turned on Solo's collar. He's not done yet. Right into the ladder. Don't it feels good. Now, after that, Seth Rollins is about to get the briefcase. He almost there, but here's LA Knight. LA Knight just came out of nowhere and just clotheslined Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman was right there. And LA Knight is about to get it. He's about to get the briefcase. But wait a minute, Seth Rollins got LA Knight. LA Knight tried to finish it up, but Seth Rollins did that. Got to hit LA Knight in the ladder and do the car stomp on LA Knight. LA Knight just got crushed by Seth Rollins. Rollins is going to go up high with a red ladder. Seth Rollins is on his way to have the briefcase. Almost there, and there you have it. Seth Rollins. And yes, he's a two-time Money in the Bank winner. And Paul Heyman has got to be happy. Since 2014, he won from the Authority. He did it for Triple H. He did it for everybody. It just said this, and it's just amazing. And just imagine what Seth Rollins had gone through. This is his second time of last night here up there in the Money in the Bank. We're gonna see what happens by then. By the time I'm done to this. I mean, Seth Rollins is a guy. He'll cash the money. He'll cash in for the to for on the WWE title or World Heavyweight title that you have just seen so far. But man, all I got to tell you this, and that's what it means. I can even tell what's going to happen here on Seth Rollins. I really don't know. He's about to cast on someone just like WrestleMania 31, where he did on Brock Lesnar and then won the title. So it is what it is. Now to the WWE Women's Now to the WWE Women's Intercontinental title. Here's what it went down. Now it says this. Becky Lynch and Love Valkyria, they really don't like each other. Becky Lynch went on trying to pit Love Valkyria up. You know what she has been doing? But Valkyria slams him down. Both women on the floor. The match continues. It says it's a long story now. Valkyria trying to finish Becky Lynch up. And the pan for the water. There was a back and forth going on. A 2 count almost done. Becky Lynch tried to finish Valkyria up. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. And Becky Lynch is the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. This is her fourth WWE Intercontinental Championship. And boy, she was so happy. She looks on Laura. She is so happy. And then Laura is kind of frustrated. She was kind of frustrated that you can never turn Becky Lynch told her to raise her hand. Get her hand raised. You could just watch and see what's happening. And boy, Laura is kind of mad. She's kind of angry. And then Becky just told her she wanted her to put her towel on her waist. Well, before that, we get down in the fun in just a few seconds. But I'd say it's something like this. It's absolutely wild right here. Absolutely wild right here. Before that, she put her towel on her waist, and then after that, she had did a backflip on Becky Lynch, and that was the end of the story. And then we go for this one, everything that happened. So anyway, now it goes. Becky Lynch is the new WWE Intercontinental title. What goes around comes around. It's just said like this. It is what it is. It's too hard to be the guys like this. Now we go to the so now we go to the women's main event. Now it says this. Now take a look at this. Now it all start now. The match is long. The match is long and just say this. You got Becky Lynch, you got Roxanne, you got Naomi, you got 6 other women. Real Ripley. And it's been a back for 6 women money in the bank. And everything can happen. It just says this. Now you saw these women battling out. All 4 on the on top of the ladder here. See Becky Lynch back doing Naomi, and that's a real thing. And they both down. All three of them down. Referee Shell going down, and Gilla and Roxanne Perez going at it. They are bound of the women's briefcase. They're fighting for the briefcase with hell pouring. They put in each other's hell. Both of them. Pouring right into her face. The lamb. Headball on Roxanne Perez. But here comes back Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss got Roxanne's knee. The lamb match, the main event lamb match continues in Naomi. Naomi down Gilla as Roxanne and Alexa are battling out. Becky Lynch finishing off on Roxanne, and Will Ripley got Gilla with a finishing move. They both hit their finishing moves, both Alexa and Ripley. And these two staring each other. After that, do all their finishing moves on Gilla and Roxanne Perez, and these two are about to go at it right now. On the top of the level, the money in the briefcase on the line. They're going to that level. They're fighting that level, and here they are, climbing into the level. But here comes Naomi. Naomi is about to do something about it as these two fighting it out. Naomi is gonna make them fall. Here we go. And both head first into the ladder. Naomi is about to climb the ladder to get the briefcase. And she's gonna do it. This is going to be the first time she climbs that to get the briefcase. She's almost there. You can see her. And there she is. Got the money in the briefcase. And she screamed out, yes. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes it is what it is. Good job for Naomi. But, boy, that was a perfect story here. First time she got the money in the briefcase. She got it. She reached it. And she was good. Big one applause for Naomi. And she's going to keep that briefcase and see whoever casts on the women's Intercontinental title, the women's U.S. title, the women's World Champion, or the WWE Women's Champion. Damn it, no. Now you look, I'm gonna go for R-Truth now. R-Truth right now is back in WWE. And I mean, it's been an emotional time, a very emotional time in WWE to know that R-Truth is back. And we see the rumors and everything that's just like this and that. And I can never even tell what's happening. But you just never ever know. But her son, Christopher Killens, had told Triple a lie. And yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened first. After he got fouled, and then they got and then they got R-Truth's job back, and the fans deserve it, and everybody deserve it, and Triple H understands that. But here's what I just read now. It says this, that I'm not gonna lie, but it says for the sign of my voice. Don't need to get, don't need to get this off my chest, because I love wrestling. And I love archery as well. Now it says this. Now, I'm gonna go for closing. Now it says this. Now, you know things are going swimmingly when you're evidently Michael Scott. Anyone who hasn't watched The Office might be unfamiliar with Steve Carell's manager chapters presented for so-called fake violence and happiness tactics that now seems to have found favor with the most powerful man in professional wrestling. Here's a quick recap of how we got here. Last Sunday, WWE left R-Truth announced he had parted ways with the company in what looks like a pretty unsentimental departure. The news was more surprisingly given that, just 8 days early, the beloved WWE villain had battled John Cena in a match that had proved to be an impressive must-shaping at Saturday night's main event. For most of last week's, the story wobbled on behind the scenes with voices WWE stars, President Truth, and reliable reporters. Hat tip, as always, the show WhatsApp picking up the backstage disconnect content around the decision on Monday night. There was a bit of social media explosion when WWE were fans chanting multiple times for our truth, making the displeasure clear. By the time the weekend rolled out, the network seems to have settled. Truth might be approaching his 3-year anniversary with WWE, but wrestling is a uncensored business at heart, censored with TKO in charge. In any event, Truth's non-service probably may his salary have reached levels that couldn't just be justified. Then at last night's Money in the Bank, everything changed. During the final stages of the main event, a tag match putting Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against John Cena and Logan Paul. A mysterious hooded figure slid into the ring to throttle the heels and deliver a beatdown to Cena, who was this crucial justice, R-Truth. All part of the show, globally WWE Dominant for the Man, Triple H at the post-event press conference making the glorious suggestion the whole thing had been what wrestling fans like to call a work, i.e. a de facto pilot to one foot us all by making a respected employee has been found in order to maximize the emotional impact of his potential return. It wouldn't be the wildest thing to happen in WWE, but the problem is that all relevant signs point to it being, well, bullcrap, or at the very least extremely unlikely. For starters, Truth's release came at the same time as other departures. Colita and Valhalla were also let go. Then there's the wave of WWE talents who had confirmed they thought the release was real, and the fact R-Truth's own son was apparently done by this grand conspiracy. This leaves us with the two personalities. Even WWE successfully executed perhaps one of its greatest moral swerves in history, although one based on a rather disastrous premise, or it relies the error of its ways in terminating and fan favorite and instead rushing to refractory it by asking his surprise return. Which you which would you think is more likely? It seems the wouldn't be the first time Triple H Empire has called and over. We all remember the infamous return before WrestleMania 41, WrestleMania 40, when the WWE tried to provide from Cody Rhodes within the Royal Rumble to instead set up The Rock versus Roman Reigns before abandoning those plans after the sizable fan backlash. Now we're going on. We also know how the WWE dealt with the particularly handballer by putting out a vulnerable documentary that implied the whole thing had been a roaring success. I can't believe what it's worth. But I'm sure I'm not the only wrestling fan who is still shoulders when I heard Cody saying, but not at WrestleMania. Another pundit had already asked the question, at least with a corollary, as to why Triple H didn't just hold up his hands and say something like, look, we got a mistake on this one, but I'm glad we could sort it out. I don't think the WWE will be able to ensure its fans will respect the honesty of the situation. For the concurrently, though, this whole truth debate scratches at one of the biggest demands in pro wrestling. Deep down, we all know that the product only works if we agree to suspend our disbelief and allow ourselves to be triggered and more diplomatic at times. But we also ensure there are some things that are off limits when it comes to work plugs. If this really was a work, then it leaves me with the same global feeling I had when NXT did that neck injury angle involving injured Dragon Guard and Rich Holland. And man who was involved, albeit not through any fault on his part, in an unfortunate and very general neck injury to Big E. There are some things that should be off limits for storyline purposes, and someone losing his or her left hood is on that list. Now you can protest all you like about what's best for business, but that ignores the potential commercial benefits here. TKO is a particularly lesson business. Whose stock price depends partly on the quality and availability of the talent. If these things are presented as legitimate news stories at the accompaniment of the WWE, that can have serious consequences. And how about the next time the WWE announces another unfortunate wave of releases? Are we expect to factor in that the whole thing could be a worse amount at the drama and not fan interested in saving the skin of our favorite talents? If that's the case, we're really tough the looking glass here. You enjoying the show? Triple H asks upon taking his seat at Saturday night's press. Well, hell yes. I was actually back to ask Professor Cousin. I can't be the one who is seeing things a little bit differently this morning. So yes, so there we have it, folks. Well, know that Archery is back with the WWE, and I am damn glad. I am that damn glad. It's great it's great to be back for Archery. And Archery says again, for Archery, it's great to be back. And that's all I have to say. All I had to do is look at the highlights of the WWE Money in the Bank of last night or that night. Monday Night Raw starts at 8 o'clock on Netflix, and Friday Night SmackDown starts at 8 o'clock on USA. Also, become a fan member on YouTube of the Joseph Crudup Show. Subscribe to this video, and I hope you have more and more to see. Until then, I'm Joseph Crudup. Again, for our truth, it's great to be back.